Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Dear students, welcome back to our sessions with the subject Organization Behavior. Today's subject is about employee motivation. Remember, we talked about the personal determinant at the individual level that can affect our own behaviors as individuals. Now today's topic is one of the most important factors that affect why people act. So we will cover the following topic. Here we have to explain the difference between the content and the process motivation theories as the grounded theory, النظريات الأساسية. Discuss the implication of content theories. We will evaluate the expectancy theory of motivation. We will talk about the elements of equity theory, which is very important. Finally, we will discuss the type of reward in the workplace. According to this topic, we will have the following points: content versus process motivation theories, the implication of content theories, because sometimes you have drawbacks, the expectancy theory of motivation, equity theory, and finally, the types of rewards in companies. Look here, when we talk about motivation, it's not necessarily we always talk about the financial and the monetary reward. For example, some companies adopting entrepreneurial kind of work hire people with an entrepreneurial spirit. This kind of motivation or this kind of strategy enable the employees to work beyond given and rigid policies. So challenging them through stretch goals and continually evaluating individuals and the organization performance. Now, those people with the entrepreneurial spirit would like to work in such companies. So basically, this is one good means of motivation that can be used by companies. However, we still need to talk about the kind of motivation strategies adopted by comprehensive ranges of businesses. So we have the content versus the process motivation theories here. The content theories explain why people have different needs at different times. Once we understand this, we go to the process. The process theory describes the process through which needs are translated into behavior. Now, by taking 2 points into consideration while designing the motivation, the compensation system, إدارة التعويضات الشركات, the company can make sure that such kind of compensation can help trigger the right motivation, the right behavior as well. Let's have a look here. We start with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or we call it need hierarchy theory. نظرية ماسلو للاحتياجات. So Maslow arranged 5 needs in the hierarchy. So it is called satisfaction progression process, because basically it's about you have different needs, like 5 needs, for example, and that you go to these needs accordingly. The company would use such needs, satisfying these needs, to come up with the right behavior. So we look here. The first one is the physiological needs. هذه الاحتياجات الأساسية، المطعم والمشرب، ويمكن توفيرها من خلال الراتب المبدئي. So this kind of need is actually satisfied quite soon. To some theorists هذه في بعض المنظرين قد لا تعتبر الأجزاء الأساسية في عملية التحفيز مثل الراتب أساسية في خلق السلوك المناسب أو للتحفيز على الأداء المناسب، لكنها حسب نظرية ماسلو لا زالت واقع. حتى لو أخذنا في الواقع اليمني الوقت الحالي معظم الطبقات أو شرائح العمال لا زالت في المرحلة الاحتياجين الأول والثاني بسبب الوضع الاقتصادي. And then we have safety. We also have the belongingness, esteem needs, and the self-actualization. So considering these 5 needs, Maslow believed that if we build up our compensation system, نظام التعويضات، بناء على دراسة احتياجات الأفراد ضمن هذا التسلسل، فبالتالي نستطيع أن نخرج بالسلوك المناسب بناء على الحافز الموجود. Because satisfied need is no longer a motivator. It's just like somebody who's just finished eating and then you offer him another meal. كأنه شخص كمل الوجبة وبتعطيه وجبة أخرى يأكلها، فبالتالي الاحتياجات اللي تم تلبيتها لا تعتبر محفزات. Another theory is about the ERG theory, which is Adler's model that has 3 sets of needs. Here he adds frustration regression process to Maslow's model. Okay, as we can find here, this is existence, which means that employees should basically have these 2 elements as the main issue or the main entry kind of motivation, and then we have relatedness. employees طبعا من خلال الهيكل التوظيفي مثلا أو إعطاء الموظف مثلا مساحة من التفويض على سبيل المثال. And then we have growth, مستوى النمو على أساس التحفيز على سبيل المثال، هي مقاربة لماسلو. قد يكون الموظف يعطى فرصة لتمثيل الشركة في محفل معين، الترقيات إلى آخره. So these are examples of strategies used to motivate employees at this level. Then we have here another theory, which is Motivator and Hygiene theory. Now the Hygiene theory believed that both Maslow's and the other theory is actually considering needs that should be given by granted, which means that هذه المحفزات حسب هذه النظرية الثالثة يجب أن تكون واقع موجود في الشركة ولا تستخدم كآلية محفزة بسبب التأثير العكسي اللي قد يكون موجود في الشركة. فلذلك سمى هذه النقاط كاملة belongingness, relatedness, safety, physiological and the existence are all hygiene factors, okay, which should be there. They should really exist the time the employee gets the job. But he focused more, ركز على الاحتياجات العليا اللي هي self-actualization, which is achieving the utmost you can get from the company, steam need or the growth. So these are the motivators that the company should work with in order to come up with the right behavior. The last one is about Miklan's learn needs here. As you can see, the need for achievement, need for power, and need for affiliation. الحاجة إلى الإنجاز والحاجة إلى السلطة والحاجة إلى الانتماء في الشركة أو إلى الشركة أو إلى المنظمة بشكل عام. So whatsoever kind of policies is either in terms of the career development إما من خلال المسار الوظيفي أو خطة التعويضات أو بناء الهياكل. So the people should consider these different theories in order to come up with the right behavior. However, we have some kind of implications. كل نظرية لها بعض الإشكاليات. على سبيل المثال, so theories only talk about motivation, so they match rewards with employee needs. This may not be all the time correct. So offer employees a choice of reward. People have different needs at different times. يعني على سبيل المثال الرسام أو الفنان قد لا يعبأ مثلا بالاحتياجات الأساسية أو بحجم الراتب بقد ما يعبأ بنشر فنه أو الاعتراف بفنه. فلذلك هو يبدأ من أعلى الهرم, self-actualization. That is why people have different needs. وطبعا هذه ترتبط بشكل مباشر بالقيم اللي أخذناها في المحاضرة السابقة. So it limits us to financial rewards as a source of motivation, which is actually a big economic problem if it really exists. So companies with huge or big number of employees considering financial reward as the main motivation will come up with huge cost. الأخير التكاليف الثابتة تكون كبيرة جدا إذا تم اعتماد التحفيز المالي أساسية في عملية التحفيز. Now we have the expectancy theory of motivation. Now this theory is based on what you expect if something happens. So that's why we call it expectancy theory. Now we have here the following issues. Look here, the company comes up with certain kind of, let us say, strategy to either predict or to motivate employees to act in a given way. So the efforts, expectancy of effort to performance here. So the kind of things that the employee does will lead to a given performance. فأداء الفرد يؤثر على أو ما يقوم به الفرد يؤثر على الأداء العام. فأستطيع أتحكم بهذه الجزئية من خلال التدريب والتأهيل واختيار الموظف المناسب والتوصيف الوظيفي إلى آخره, so that we come up with the right performance. So I then expect that the performance will lead to given outcome. ومن خلال الأداء سيكون هناك مخرجات معينة بناء على سلوكيات الأفراد أدائهم. So outcome 1, okay, 2, 3. These are examples of different outcomes according to different performance, according to different efforts. Okay, so the outcome balances. طبعا لما نتكلم عن الاوتكم نتكلم على الشيء اللي يحصل عليه الموظف بناء على الأداء, إما ترقية, زيادة في الراتب, زيادة في العلاوة إلى آخره. So these outcomes will definitely be different from one to another. Plus, people add or value outcomes differently. حتى أنه ما يحصل عليه فرد قد لا يكون بالضرورة جيد للشخص الآخر. Okay, we will have examples about that. So here, increasing the E to P expectancy, which is the effort, I try to maximize the kind of effort so that I come up with the right performance I'd like to get as a manager. So here, these are the strategies, maybe through training, the right selection, resources, clarifying the rules, providing coaching and feedback. When I'd like to increase performance here, that is P to O expectancy. So this measure the performance accurately. لما نقيس الأداء, آلية القياس ضروري أن تكون دقيقة وتوضح للموظفين كيف تم قياس الأداء وعلى ضوئه تبعاتها وهي rewards. So and explain how rewards are based on past performance. Now the point explaining is actually very important to guarantee satisfaction of the employees. The last one is about increasing the outcome balances. Balances is the value of the outcome. يعني أنا مثلا كمدير قطاع يمكن زيادة 10,000 ريال أشوفها لا شيء بناء على الأداء. لكن الموظف في درجات أخرى 10,000 أكثر من يعني شيء جيد. الإدارات الأخرى قد تكون مثلا كلمة شكر, مثلا تكريم, أفضل من مبلغ معين. So that's why promotion, delegating, okay? So use valued rewards, meaning that you need to understand your employees. أفهم احتياجات الموظفين لكي تكون الأوتكم تتناسب مع هذه الاحتياجات. Now the elements of the equity theory, as discussed before, we have three issues here. The first one is the outcome input ratio. So as you said before, input is actually what has been done by the employees. The outcome is what the employee gets by doing a certain performance. So here, input, what the employee contributes like skills or whatsoever the performance is according to the job, the functions, the department, etc. While the outcomes, on the other hand, is what employees receive. Now this can be like the payment, salaries, allowances, and even promotions. Then we have the following point here, comparison the other, which is employees now are trying to figure out whether what they get is actually matching the others in terms of the input and the output, or the input and the outcome. So here, person and people, we compare ratio with, that is, we compare what they get with what we get. And this is not easily identifiable because a lot of people have different tasks. Maybe the complexity of the task is actually different. The type of skills practice in the work can be different from one to another. Then the last point is about the equity evaluation. Now comparing outcome input ratio with the comparison other. Here's an example of how this can be done. This is a process of comparing others' input with others' output or outcomes. Here, inequity is one of the most important issues that have been discussed in so many textbooks because of the dramatic impact it may have on employees. Here we have other reward inequity. For example, comparison other and you. This is the person you will compare what you get with. Okay, in terms of what you do and what you get. So for example, if you do a certain job here, this is your input in terms of skills, experiences, information, processing, whatsoever, and this is what you get, and then you compare what the others get doing the same job, you will find there is an equity here in terms of the outcome. لكن في الغالب هنا عدم الرضا الوظيفي لن يكون من هذا الشخص المقارن لكن من الشخص الآخر المقابل. On the other hand, and the reward inequity, which is the other issue, is that you compare what you do, which is similar to the other, but at the same time you notice that he or she gets way more than what you get. Now this may create a sense of dissatisfaction for sure, and that is why companies, when developing the compensation system, would like to come up with the right compensation system in which they can eliminate any kind of inequity issues. Here, these are the consequences of inequity. So of course, change input, you will never do the same job. You will never practice the same skills. Now, you compare the others, what they do and what they get, with what you do and what you get. And accordingly, your input will definitely be changed accordingly. Now, changing outcomes, this is a result of inequity in terms of the management, changing perception about the importance of job, whether you had to carry on this job honestly or not. Sometimes one of the consequences is that you may leave the field, okay? Or sometimes you act on the comparison other, which is, I just do like what the other do. So that once the output is actually the same, so why do I have to do more? And this is one of the issues that we can sometimes experience in the Arab countries. Sometimes change the comparison other is one of the consequences, especially adopted by the top management, so that inequity issues will be eliminated. Now here, effective goal setting can be one of the results creating such kind of problems, which is the goal itself is not achievable or hard enough to be achieved in a given time. We have certain issues here. If you notice here, the goal should actually be of certain kind of feature, relevant, challenging, okay, commitment and participation here in terms of the task effort. In order to do some kind of tasks, okay, these tasks should be affiliating with these points, okay. Now, if the task is not relevant to your own experience, or the level of challenge is not actually reasonable or not good enough, okay, on the other hand. So this can make the task quite sophisticated, and accordingly the performance would be very bad. Commitment to do the task is one way that can help achieve the task properly. So that's why we have motivation is one way to support the employee doing the task in a proper way. Participation, this is one way of the process of doing tasks, or sometimes even the process of making decisions. So by having the employees involved in these issues, we can come up with the right procedures and methodology of doing the task. And then that will increase the commitment and help achieve the task in a better way. Of course, the last one should also be specific, and this part is more about the human resource management. انه في التوصيف تكون الاعمال محدده لكي تكون قابله للاداء وفق النظام المعتمد، طبيعه الوظيفه، مستوى تحدي معقول ليست بالصعوبه الكبيره. الالتزام الموظف يكون بناء على عده معايير مثل ما تحدثنا، اما عن طريق التحفيز الحافزيه او اشراك الموظف في اتخاذ القرار. So all these factors can help the employee achieve the task properly and of course as planned, and accordingly the performance will be quite accepted. Now, effective of goal difficulty and performance, we talked about goal setting here. We have objectives and we have goals. However, when we talk about the level of difficulty of goals, we will talk about the performance. And that is why a lot of companies would like to check upon these issues. Here, we have the task performance and we have the goal difficulty. You see the relation here is actually based on the level of goal difficulty here. So if it's low, goes up to moderate, and the max point here is high. Okay? Now, if it goes beyond this one, the more difficult the task is, the more difficult employees achieve the task. إذا كان هدف صعب التحقيق فنتوقع أن يكون أداء الموظف أيضا صعب إنجازه، وبالتالي يتم وضع الأهداف بما يتلائم مع طبيعة الوظيفة ومستوى قدرات المنظمة والأفراد بشكل عام. Now we talk about the types of rewards in the workplace. We talked about the motivation theories، أنواع الحوافز المستخدمة. أساليب التحفيز في الشركة هي متعددة، نأخذ منها the membership and seniority. This is the first part. We have the job status and the competencies and of course the performance. So we will discuss these four elements in details. So we start with the membership seniority based rewards. وهي الطريقة الأولى. Here we notice that membership and seniority based reward is actually based on you getting a reward based on how many years you've been working in a company. Accordingly, the wages will be fixed. So this is about a duration of someone's work in a company. Seniority here matters. So the more senior, the more rewards you get. So this is one of the way that can somehow frame out the way motivation is set in companies. هذه الطريقة تستخدم بشكل عام في بعض الدول بشكل أكثر من غيرها في دول أخرى. على سبيل المثال في اليابان تستخدم هذه الطريقة بشكل أكثر من الشركات في دول مثلا الولايات المتحدة وكندا وغيرها. We have different advantages here. So this guaranteed wages may attract job applicants, which is one good point. But this good point may also turn into a negative one, because these kind of jobs may attract good and also poor applicants or poor workers. So seniority-based rewards reduce turnover. This is one good advantage. So the level of turnover in such companies adopting this system is actually very few. And here are disadvantages. This actually does not motivate job performance. طبعا هذه الوسيلة المبنية على عدد السنوات وعلى ضوئه حجم الزيادة والعلاوة لا تحفز الموظف أو لا تساعد على الأعمال الإبداعية أو الخروج بأعمال جديدة خارج إطار المتعارف عليه في الشركة وبناء على طبيعة السوق. وهذه تعتبر السلبية الأكثر في هذا النوع من أنواع الحافزية أو تحفيز الشركات. This also discourages the poor performers from leaving. Now, if, for example, your productivity is not actually concerned, what is actually concerned is how long you've been working in a company, then this directly discourages the poor performer from leaving the company, because poor performer will rely more on the time and duration of working in a company rather than on what they do. So this is one of the prominent disadvantages. It may act as a golden handcuffs. Now we say golden handcuffs because you are tied by the years, the number of years you've been working in a company, not by what you achieved. So that is why typically this is attracting more poor performers than it does with high performers. Now the second type is called the job status based reward. Now includes job evaluation and status perks. Now this is more about evaluating the job. For example, managers, analysts, accountant, and janitors. The job evaluation is the main standard by which we can come up with the right reward system. Here, advantages: job evaluation tries to maintain pay equity because it is actually linked more to what somebody does rather than to the length of time he's been or he or she has been working in a company. Motivates competition for promotions, which is one good advantage. And also here we have some disadvantages. لكن السلبيات في هذا النوع من الحوافز انه employees exaggerate duties. That is, sometimes العمل اللي يمكن أن ينجز خلال نصف ساعة قد يتم التلاعب في العمل لكي يكون ساعة ساعتين حتى تحسب الفترة ويعطى الموظف زيادة إما كساعات إضافية أو كساعات عن العمل أو عن الأداء. وهذه سلبية قد تكون من سلبيات اتخاذ النوع من عوامل التحفيز. So this creates psychological distance across hierarchy. Sometimes we have two employees. One is doing things probably والشخص الآخر قد لا يقوم بنفس الأعمال بشكل جيد لكنه يتصنع أداء الأعمال بشكل أفضل وتأخذ من وقت أطول لكي يتم التقييم بناء على ما يتم رؤيته. فبالتالي هذه تسبب الاستياء لدى بعض الموظفين في بعض الإدارات الأخرى الذي في الغالب يكون جهدهم أفضل بكثير من هؤلاء الأشخاص. So this is really one of the disadvantages. Besides, there's inconsistency with the flatter organization. طبعا الشركات اللي have wide span of control will not actually adjust to this kind of system because the number of jobs does not require such kind of motivation system. لما يكون الشركة مقسمة مثلا إلى طبقتين أو ثلاث حسب طبيعة الأعمال، عدد الموظفين في طبقات الدنيا سيكون كبير جدا ومتقارب، فلذلك لا يستخدم بشكل كبير هذا النوع من الحوافز بناء على الأعمال بسبب قلة عدد الطبقات أو الهيكلية الموجودة في الشركة. Now we have the competency based reward. This is one of the quite contemporary type of rewards which is based on what you get. Here pay increases with the competencies acquired for or demonstrated. طبعا هذا نظام حديث متبع في كثير من الشركات الحالية. So here we have the skill based pay increases with skill modules learned. على سبيل المثال الموظف اللي ياخذ دورات معينة في برنامج معين أو ينجز دراسة أو يحصل على لغة وتساعده على أداء مهامه بشكل أفضل، فبالتالي تصبح هذه المهارات معيار لزيادة الراتب أو العلاوة. So we have advantages here. It is quite flexible. So we have more flexible workforce. الموظفين الآن مش مبنيين على الفترة الزمنية ولا على الوظيفة بحد ذاتها لكن على المهارات، وبالتالي تكون هناك مرونة في بيئة العمل والموظفين الموجودين في الوظيفة يمكن استخدامهم في أكثر من قطاع, which is a good advantage. It also helps in developing the entrepreneurial spirit within the company, better quality of course, consistence with the employability. Employability refers to the principle that you can use the employee as an asset in different sections, in different departments. السلبية الوحيدة هنا potentially subjective and it costs a lot. Okay? في الغالب تكون مربوطة بالشخص نفسه وليس بالمعايير, وتكاليف التدريب في كثير من الأحيان قد تكون كبيرة جدا. The last one, الجزئية الأخيرة والأكثر استخداما في القطاعات الصناعية الآن هي the performance based rewards. In this point here, we have individual rewards. Okay, this is more about the individuals, meaning that the tasks that have been done and achieved by individuals will be then motivated, rewarded by certain motivations such as piece rate, commissions, royalties and merit pay. Okay, على سبيل المثال الساعات الإضافية قد تحسب piece rate أو قد يكون العقد نفسه مبني على piece rate, so the more you do the more you get. While commissions is like a lump sum, قد يكون مبلغ باستقطاع خاص نتيجة أداء معين. Royalties and merit pay are also part of the individual rewards given to employees exceeding the standards. Now, talking about individuals, we will also talk about groups. So here we have team rewards. So we have gain sharing and bonuses. Now, this is more about teamwork, which we will inshallah take in the latter session. So the motivation that is adapted to the overall outcome of the team can be like gain sharing or bonuses. This works better in technologically oriented companies where the work is actually based on teamwork. The last one is about the organizational rewards. This is more comprehensive. So we have different types here: stock ownership, stock options and private sharing. يعني على سبيل المثال قد تزداد الأرباح في نهاية السنة ويتم احتساب نسبة بسيطة من الأرباح توزيعها بين الموظفين. stock options and stock ownership. هذه الطريقة تستخدم the United Kingdom في بريطانيا على سبيل المثال. كثير من الشركات تعتمد على هذه الجزئية بالذات الشركات الجديدة أو حتى على مستوى القطاعات القديمة، فيعطى الموظف فرصة لشراء أسهم من الشركة بالسعر الحالي على أن يتم تسديدها في المستقبل. So this actually, by this you are dragging the employees' attention into the business itself, okay, and this maintains loyalty, and at the same time the performance will be, of course, way much better. Now team and organizational reward. الآن نناقش بعض الأشياء المتعلقة بالteam reward. So for example, here we have the gain sharing plans. This is based on cost reduction and increased labor efficiency. So the more they do this, the more they get bonuses. And now this is a strategy used by a lot of companies, especially in the Middle East countries, where sometimes the economy is not always stable. The currency fluctuation can somehow determine the business. So they maybe adopt this one to ensure the effectiveness and the efficiency of the business itself. Here another one is employees buying the stock of the company, as we said before. We had an example of the British companies adopting this system, which has really very effective results. Stock options, the right to purchase company shares at a future date at a predetermined price. Okay, but this is more used by companies ذات الشركات اللي تبدأ، فعلى أساس تجذب مثلا مهندسين أو تقنيين ذو مجالات معينة، فتستخدم هذا النظام الحافزية لكي تضمن ولاءهم على المدى البعيد. Then the last one is about the profit sharing. This is quite comprehensive, usually at the organizational level. So employees receive share of the profits. While the disadvantage here is that not all employees have somehow contributed to the success of the company. So maybe dissatisfaction may pop up if using this one a lot without considering the contribution by different departments. Now here, problems with performance rewards. بنستخدم البرفورمانس كأساس أو معيار أساسي في عملية التحفيز. قد تظهر بعض الإشكاليات منها. This may really shift the attention away from motivation job itself to extrinsic rewards, which means that employees will pay more attention to the financial rewards than they do with intrinsic rewards. The other point is about this can create psychological distance with the reward giver. For example, you may notice that you, being doing a lot of things, may receive exactly the same amount of reward with somebody whose input is way lesser than what you do, okay? Or not in such quality, not in such caliber, and that will create such kind of psychological distance. It will also discourage risk taking because it is already calculated. If I do this, I will get this. So فهذا يثبط من عمليات الإبداع في الشركات لأنه قد محسوب. زيادة في أعمال معينة، إنتاجية معينة، ساعات محددة يكون فيها زيادة معينة. While if encouraging through productivity, this will help لحل هذه المشكلة. Even use as quick fixes here. يفضل استخدام هذه الوسيلة كحالات مثلا بناء على وضع الشركة في وضع معين، فتضطر الشركة تستخدم هذا المعيار لدفع الموظفين على أداء أعمال بشكل معين. Now, this is an important question. واحد من أهم الأسئلة اللي دائما المدراء وحتى المختصين في الموارد البشرية يتطرق إليه هي reward effectiveness, which is how can I make employees satisfied simply with the rewards that we adopt. There are certain ways to do that. Number one, you have to link the rewards to the performance على أساس أضمن المساواة. So performance is number one standard so that we can give rewards. Number two, ensure the rewards are relevant. Okay, when we talk about relevance here, we're talking about the amount of job being done. حسب حجم الوظيفة، حسب حجم أو الإنجاز اللي تم من قبل الموظف، يكون الأداء، يكون الحافز مقارب. ولذلك هذه الجزئية تعتبر أساسية، لأنه في المستقبل القريب أو على المدى البعيد سيتم مقارنة ما يحصل عليه الموظف مع الأداء الذي تم إنجازه، وبالتالي سيكون هناك انخفاض في معدل الإنتاجية. Then we have team rewards for interdependent jobs. This is one issue which is quite important, which is groups are supposed to be given exactly the things according to the things they do, not according to the whole productivity of the organization. لأنه قد تتفاوت الأعمال من إدارة إلى أخرى. So we ensure rewards are valued by the employees themselves, because according to the hierarchies of the company، يعني موظفين اللي في أسفل هرم الشركة قد يكون الجانب المالي أهم مثلا من الوسائل الأخرى التي تستخدم في أعلى هرم الشركة، وبالتالي يجب أن تكون القيمة أو الدافعية المستخدمة، الحافز المستخدم كدافعية ذات قيمة للشخص المستهدف. Okay, so that's why we call it values or valued, which is an important issue. Beware of unintended consequences. أيضا يجب الانتباه للعواقب الغير مخطط لها، وهي ربط الحافز بالأداء على المدى البعيد. فطبعا تكون التكلفة على المدى البعيد على شركة كبيرة جدا. و this is one way that companies really may indirectly affect the entrepreneurship or the entrepreneurial spirit or entrepreneurial decision making process. Now we have job rotation and job enlargement. بعض الأحيان قد يكون التحفيز عن طريق عملية التدوير أو التغيير في بعض المهارات الوظائف في الشركة. على سبيل المثال we have the job rotation here. For example, job number 1, 2 and 3. These are 3 different jobs. For example, operate the camera, operate the sound, report story. Now, job rotation means that you have an employee doing all these jobs in different time slots. This can help him somehow enrich the kind of skills he or she has. فإذا كان الاعتماد أساسي على الجانب المادي، فبالتالي الشركة قد تخسر كتكاليف ثابتة على المدى البعيد. فبالتالي تستخدم عملية التدوير الوظيفي كعامل محفز الموظف زيادة في الخبرات والمهارات، وأيضا كجانب مالي على في المستقبل بناء على أداء الموظف. بالمقابل we have job enlargement, which is also another strategy. Look here, we have the jobs operating the camera, the sound, and reporting the story. So job 1, you operate the camera. Job 2, you operate the sound. Job 3, you report the story. So when we talk about enlargement, you add up to the task in a given job so that it becomes one job. Okay? Of course, talking about that, we also talk about the authority and the delegation process. Okay? So the authority increases, okay, and so do the responsibilities. Now, job enrichment strategies, we have different strategies here. Empowering employees. This is one of the strategies adopted by a lot of contemporary companies to make sure that your employee can be relocated in different positions. That's why we say empowering. So giving employees more autonomy, استقلالية أكثر, feeling of control and self-efficacy by developing the skills of the employees. يستطيع الموظف الآن الاعتماد على مهاراته المكتسبة فيكتسب الثقة ويعتمد على الجهد الذاتي أكثر من اعتماده على الظروف الخارجية كالوقت والجدول والميزانية وإلى آخره. So forming natural work units, completing an entire task, assigning employees to specific clients, these are also examples of strategies. Establishing client relationships, which is a very important issue طبعا في جميع المجالات لكن بشكل أدق في القطاع الخدمي. So here employees put in direct contact with the clients. Okay? So by this, dear students, we come to the end of the session about evaluation. We notice that evaluation can be different in terms of strategies adopted by companies. However, sometimes culture can somehow compel companies or impose companies to adopt a given type of motivation. As we said before, مثل اليابان استخدام الوسائل الخاصة بالتحفيز تختلف عن الطرق المستخدمة في الشرق الأوسط في دول أخرى، لكن بطبيعة الحال في الأعمال التجارية والصناعية تستخدم الشركة الحافز الأكثر ملائمة بناء على حجم الأعمال، طبيعة الشركة، مستوى الإنجاز إلى آخره. So here we studied the following point, differentiating between the content and the process motivation theories. We also explained the implications of the content theories, and we discussed motivation expectancy theory and the three elements within that theory. We identified the elements of equity theory. This issue can exist within the process of developing the compensation system. And here we discussed several types of rewards in organizations, starting with seniority and ending with the performance. By this, we can say that we are now quite clear with the motivation system in almost different companies. طبعا يكون في معكم تكليف إن شاء الله, which is attached with the session. You are supposed to answer the questions in the assignment according to the time and duration set. By this, we come to the end. Thank you very much for attending and listening attentively, and hope you all the best, inshallah. See you next time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.